The Senate President arriving for the first plenary session of the week. He is met by Senator Dino Melaye, who is clad in an academic gown in what appears to be a statement to affirm his graduation from the Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria. The Senate then proceeds into a closed session. When the session is thrown open, almost 2 hours later, the Senate President outlines what was discussed.
Various attacks on the National Assembly, especially the Senate, for performing its constitutional duties, and the Senate resolved to defend the integrity of the Senate against such attacks and will not be intimidated from carrying out our constitutional duties at all times.
It's a stance that becomes clear when the motion seeking the confirmation of 27 resident electoral commissioners for the Independent National Electoral Commission is put forward. It met a stone wall.
The chairman of the Presidential Committee on Anti-Corruption, Professor Sagi, went to the press and said that the Senate merely confirms. Merely is the word. Since our confirmation is merely, let us suspend it until we now know whether we have the power as given to us by the Constitution to look into confirmation matter or any other status.
If we disqualify Magu and he's terrorizing our people because we disqualify him and he's still active, and they are bringing new confirmation for us to confirm, what are we doing?
A lawmaker made an appeal for the confirmation to be allowed to proceed.
The preparation for the conduct of 2019 election is the submission of resident electoral commissioners to the Senate for screening and approval. Without that, INEC will never be ready for the 2019 election.
His appeal did not sway the senators, and the Deputy Senate President put forward this position.
I just want to appeal that we apply some moderation that allow Mr. President to convey our feelings to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria on this issue.
Those in favor that we should send down this item for 2 weeks, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
The battle line between the Senate and the Presidency was further drawn when the Senate Deputy Majority Leader raised a point of order the following day, drawing the attention of lawmakers to utterances purportedly made by the Chairman Presidential Advisory Committee on Anti-Corruption, Professor Sagi, in a newspaper publication.
Page 8 of the paper, titled Sagi, others kick as Senate puts up rec confirmation over Magu. The specific provision I'm complaining of, Mr. Chairman and my distinguished colleagues, in a telephone interview, that the Senate was filled with people of questionable character who put their personal interests ahead of that of the nation. If somebody in the standing of Professor Sagi will make this comment, it means this Senate is under obligation to invite distinguished senators, Sagi, to come and name the questionable people that fill this Senate. It's very important at this stage of our political development.
The Senate President referred the matter to the Committee on Ethics to investigate and report back to the Senate. But the President appears to be uncomfortable with the acrimony between the Executive and the Senate. At a meeting of the Federal Executive Council during the week, the President set up a cabinet committee that will profile a solution to the crisis. Whether the committee succeed in mending the rift between the two arms of government will be made clear in the coming days. However, some Nigerians have expressed dissatisfaction over the acrimony between the Senate and the Executive, as they say the nation is facing economic challenges and both arms of government need to work together to get the country out of its economic woes.